Nah, we're gonna give you $2.
Oh, it's
we just need 14 signatures.
The petitioner, Brenda Brown, hands cash money to the homeless person, not only for signing the California ballot initiative, but also as payment for them to register to vote.
Now, because you haven't registered, I need to register you so I can get paid too. I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
That is a federal felony. And it didn't just happen once, it happened over and over and over again. We personally witnessed and covertly filmed this happening at least 28 times over the span of our investigation, and that is just in Los Angeles. Many of the homeless have zero understanding of what it is that they're actually signing.
But what is that petition for? You know?
What is the petition for? I do not know.
The petitioners instruct the homeless to enter made-up addresses like Pinocchio Lane.
What do I put as my address?
Yeah, just put you live on Pinocchio Lane.
Oh, you can just take it out.
Oh, good.
And all of this occurring just outside the front doors of shelters and NGOs such as Weingart Center, which have received hundreds of millions of dollars in government money. One Weingart employee tells us when and where to find the illegal cash exchanges for signatures outside, and says the cash being given out is coming from a higher source.
Do you know if they provide the money that they're handing out?
Yeah,
the company
that's what they give out. When they give the money out, they got to go back and tally up if they stealing the money or not, so they got to have signatures. Most of them be right across the street under that tree. You can check with them Monday through Friday. While another Weingart employee advises the homeless on how to practice plausible deniability and ignorance of the law.
See, they say ignorance is no excuse for the law. But a lot of times I have to say I didn't know. I had no idea.
Oh, that would be what he should say.
He should say.
Yeah. The petitioners orchestrate an elaborate pyramid scheme of unregistered petition circulators.
If I were to hire you, you would be under me.
Yes.
I'm under my son, I'm under him, and you under me. So it's like a pyramid game, and really, I don't need you, you need me. I don't need you.
One of the petitioners threatens to attack one of our journalists.
Go down the street, bro, before we move you down the street. I'll knock you out looking right at me. Bro, why are you trying to be like that, bro? Man won't knock your ass out. Bitch ass nigga, don't come over here again. I'm gonna beat your ass.
And an employee of the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority records not the fraud, but the people exposing it.
That you don't care? Why are you filming? Why are you filming us? I'm with the LAPD.
You know it's a crime to say you're with the police when you're not.
No, I'm not with the LAPD.
Well, that's what you just said 2 minutes ago. Why did you lie?
As the NGOs pretended to be the police in order to intimidate us, I began to wonder whether we're still living in America. The Department of Justice has been sent these tapes of election fraud cash exchange for voter registration happening in broad daylight, and we have informed the Department of Justice there are more tapes coming. There will be a new tape dropping every day until someone is arrested or indicted. George Washington said the administration of justice is supposed to be the firmest pillar of government, but if democracy is for sale and there is no accountability as a result of this video, it doesn't matter who is elected. Our notion of freedom is all just an illusion. Throughout Los Angeles, especially during protests, there are hundreds of petition circulators and activists canvassing on the street to gather thousands of signatures for various petitions with the objective of getting them onto the voting ballot.
We have 13 different statewide petitions. Each one is for a different cause.
Now, which organization are you with?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know. I don't know what organization I'm with. I have to give them a call.
It says we the
Populous.
Populous Inc. is a branch of CO Management Solutions, a campaign consulting firm dedicated to helping important issues make it to the ballot. These political consulting firms receive multi-million-dollar contracts from big businesses such as Uber or Delta Airlines to employ petition circulators and pay them to gather signatures on specific petitions that would benefit their business. These petition circulators regulators are paid per signature, and they're paid surprisingly well.
$7 a signature, $7 a signature, $5 a signature, $4 a signature.
Okay, I got you.
$10 a signature, $10 a signature.
That's pretty good money right there.
That's very good money.
That's big money.
That is like, yes.
And how much money, like, would you make on it?
I make?
Yeah.
I try to make over $1,000 a day.
That's a lot of money. Not only did we find these petitions being pushed on protesters outside City Hall, but we also found them being promoted to the homeless in the depths of Skid Row. So my team and I dressed up as homeless people and went undercover. Before heading out there, I had to get in character.
A lot of pictures. A lot of pictures. A lot of pictures. A lot of pictures. They not the pigeon, I'm the pigeon. They not the pigeon, I'm the pigeon.
We walked a few blocks through Skid Row, past the intersection of San Pedro and 6th Street, and almost immediately, to our surprise, we found petitioners who were actually offering homeless people money in exchange for signatures on the ballot petitions. $2 to be exact, in exchange for their signatures.
Bro, you got a light, bro? You want a cigarette? Bro, you want a cigarette?
We're doing a petition, $2 upstate the park. I don't care. Now we're gonna give you $2.
Oh, it's
We just need 14 signatures.
Oh, what is it for?
Save the parks, save the streets, save basically everything to help save the kids.
Nice. Who's doing it?
We all doing it.
What's the name of the group?
Save the Kids Foundation.
Kids Foundation? Or is it like voting, or is it like...
Everything.
Notice the $20 bill pinned to this man's shirt. This is a signal to all nearby homeless people that he is a source of the money. Paying citizens to sign petitions is a violation of California Elections Code 18603, which states, quote, every person who offers or gives money or other valuable consideration to another in exchange for his or her signature on a state, county, municipal, or district initiative, referendum, or recall petition is guilty of a misdemeanor.
What?
Sign a petition, get a free cigarette.
One cigarette? Well, I just need one signature right here and right here. You get 2 cigarettes.
But it wasn't just cash that we saw exchanged for signatures. We also saw the homeless being bribed with cigarettes and even drugs, marijuana, and all of that is considered valuable consideration. And according to the petitioner that we spoke with earlier, it would be a crime just to give out water to anyone who is signing petitions. Now, you don't give people money to sign it.
No, that's illegal.
Oh, that's illegal.
I can't even hand out water.
Really? You can't even hand out water? It's very hot in Los Angeles.
Yeah, unfortunately it's like voter ID, or no, not voter ID. It's voter fraud that they will call it.
Voter fraud?
Yeah, you're basically enticing somebody. Hey, if you sign all these, I'll give you a free water.
Our undercover journalist continued to engage with this group in Skid Row and found the majority of homeless people who were being paid to sign, as you might expect, didn't even know what it was they were signing.
$2 petitions.
What are we doing?
$3 petitions.
You sign 9 papers. What's your signature?
And what is
date, address, and then after 9, they're gonna give you additional 1 more to sign. And after that 1 more, you get $3.
But what is that petition for? You know?
What's the petition for?
What is the petition? I do not know.
They were also encouraging the homeless to just make up random addresses, such as Pinocchio Lane.
What do I put as my address?
Yeah, just put up. You live on Pinocchio Lane?
Oh.
Oh, you can just take it out.
Oh, good.
This woman, named Brenda Brown, acknowledges that if the person signing isn't a registered voter, she won't get paid $7 for the signature.
Is this additional money? No, because you haven't registered, I need to register you so I can get paid too. I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
Brenda Brown also has a stack of voter registration forms so she can get the homeless people to first register to vote.
I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
The petitioner, Brenda Brown, then hands cash money to the homeless person, not only for signing the California ballot initiative, but also as payment for them to register to vote. That is a federal felony, 52 U.S.C. 10307. Whoever knowingly or willfully pays or offers to pay or accepts payment for registration to vote shall be fined not more than $10,000 and imprisoned not more than 5 years. You can pay workers to circulate petitions, but you cannot give someone cash money to make them register to vote. You can actually see in the hands of the fraudster a copy of the California voter registration card. And this didn't just happen once. It happened over and over and over and over again. We witnessed it 28 times on video. We spoke to a nearby homeless person who claims the petitioners are scheming and seems to be very aware that they're taking advantage of the homeless population's desperation.
They scheming, man. I don't like it. See, I don't care. I turn their ass in because I don't like that shit. I mean, we out here poor as fuck. Y'all work, you get paid for doing it. And then if you got weed, somebody that like weed, they keeping all of it. Let me get another weed out. Fuck that, I can buy my own weed.
One of our journalists must have asked one too many questions because eventually the petitioner threatened to, quote, move him down the street and proceeded to follow, threatening to, quote, beat his ass.
I don't have a California address.
Find somebody, one of your homies or something that got one, and come bring them to us.
If I bring them to you, then I could get a cigarette too, though?
It really irritates me.
But why are you so fucking hostile,
This is my petition. This is my petition. This not even his. You asking the wrong nigga. This my shit. So you asking the wrong nigga anyway. So
if I just start new, I come back and I just tell you.
Just go down the street, bro, before we move you down the street. Yeah, it's really like that, bro. I'll knock you out looking right at me. I'll knock you out looking right at me.
Bro, why are you trying to be like that, bro? I just want a cigarette.
Man won't knock your ass out. Bitch ass nigga, don't come over here again. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Previously, in 2019, 9 individuals were prosecuted by the Los Angeles DA for this exact crime. They were exchanging cigarettes and cash for petition signatures, but none of it was on video, and it wasn't captured to this extent. There were 14 counts, primarily focused around payment for signatures, a violation of that California Elections Code 18603, claiming they had, quote, offered or gave money or other valuable consideration to another in exchange for his or her signature. So we found it particularly ironic that 2 police officers sitting nearby weren't even aware that this was a state or federal crime. Instead, Officer Maravilla of the LAPD dismissed it as a, quote, civil lawsuit.
Do you know a lot of these people here that are making homeless sign petitions and paying cash for it?
I haven't seen them. I mean, I've seen when they signed some type of paperwork, but I didn't know what they were doing. And I saw them at that, right here at the light over here in the back.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it was for. Like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I saw them signing for something, but I didn't know if they were getting like money in exchange.
Yeah, I think they're getting like $2-3 from what I observe. Yeah. Is that legal?
I mean, if it's non-profit, I mean, they're signing it. It's a consensual. It's more of a civil thing, you know. Like they're not telling them no, and maybe if they promise them something and they don't get it, it would be like a civil lawsuit type thing.
The law enforcement officers sitting nearby on Skid Row every single day don't know the California laws and plead ignorance. It begs the question, what are they even doing? And directly across the street from all of this is a homeless shelter called the Weingard Center, a, quote, comprehensive human services organization committed to removing barriers that keep people from housing. The 990 tax return shows the Weingard Center received $112 million through various grants in 2022, their latest public return, and that they have over $800 million in net assets. Weingard Center also pays their executives between $400,000 and $600,000 a year. Weingard has been missing their audit deadlines by an alarmingly large and increasing margin, 21 months late last year, with 8 negative findings. An article in LAist states that one of LA's biggest homeless service providers has been awarded over $100 million in taxpayer funds while failing to comply with federal audit mandates. The audits show multiple failures by Weingard Center to properly account for taxpayer money that were not remedied from one year to the next. One of Weingard's primary funding sources is LASA, the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. We couldn't help but wonder, what would people that work for LASA say about this voter fraud in Skid Row when directly asked? We attended this special commission meeting to find out.
Do you work for LASA? I do.
We spoke to Kathy Linga, who says she's seen the people petitioning for money and teaches the prospective fraudster on how to use plausible deniability and to practice ignorance of the law as an excuse.
Because I think I want to get him some little cash right away. They were giving out cash for him to sign petitions.
Okay, so let me just have you meet Brian.
That'd be
if he
great.
can't help you, then go to the next, go to Skid Row and see if there's people out there with clipboards.
With clipboards and see if they will give him the cash for the petition.
Yes.
And do you think that's okay? I don't want him to get in trouble though. Do you think it's okay for him to sign?
Well, I mean,
Do you think that's legal?
we don't even, if they say ignorance is no excuse for the law. But a lot of times I have to say I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
How did I know? I don't have a TV. I don't have a home. My cell phone only works half the time. How would I know that's against the law? And I can't afford a lawyer to ask.
Oh, that would be what he should say.
He should say.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Somebody's offering you money and you're angry.
Another Weingart employee, intake coordinator Jason Warren, tells our undercover journalist exactly where and when to find the petitioners who are breaking the law.
I wanted to see if we can get where the petitions that are being signed to get cash so he can get some couple of dollars. Do you know where they are located?
I don't know where those is at. Most time they be outside in the front, or you got to go to the GR building where those at. The GR is going to be on third place in Alameda.
What is GR?
GR is General Relief.
Oh.
Most time they be right across the street under that tree. You can check with them Monday through Friday.
Warren also claims the petitioners have to gather a certain amount of signatures and then provide proof to show that they aren't stealing the money, which is apparently provided to them by a higher authority, according to Jason Warren.
But I don't want him to get into any trouble or anything. Is that okay for him to accept cash for signing petitions?
It's okay because they're not going to go through his stuff or his stuff. They just want to sign him up to get a name. When they give the money out, they got to go back and tally up if they stealing the money or not. So they got to have signatures.
Oh, got it. Because they give him money to get signatures.
Yeah.
But they have to come back with a certain amount.
Because if you come back and your money don't add up to your signature, then they got to come out your pocket.
Got it. So do they also provide, do you know if they provide the money that they're handing out?
Yeah,
the company
that's what they give out.
We also spoke to an employee from First to Serve, a nonprofit homeless housing operator. His name is Tyson, and he openly acknowledges the existence of this fraudulent petitioning scheme and demonstrates it's an open secret.
What agency are you with? Go ahead.
Oh, First to Serve. Yeah.
So do you just help people hook up?
Yeah, I work at a site, a homeless shelter site.
You know, we all need a little cash, and I was trying to find, those petitioners that are paying for signatures.
Yeah, I heard of that, yeah.
You do? And what do you know? Do you know where they hang out so that I can go to them? I want to get some cash.
I already know the petitioners at. They be all over.
As our undercovers continue to engage with the petition circulators, we found that most of them aren't even registered with an official campaign. Brenda openly refers to it as a pyramid game.
They can work with me because I do need help. I do go to different places. When I come down here, I have to give them money to encourage them, just to encourage them. You selling your signatures to them, so you're your own boss.
Yeah, but I want to know who the them are because I want to make sure that I'm in the right side. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it's like a pyramid game. If I were to hire you, you would be under me.
Yes.
I'm under my son. I'm under him, and you under me. I would be paying you something right now, like cash. Like you've seen some people working with me.
Yeah.
They work with me. I gave them like $60 right up front when they got through working. So that's how I'm doing my people right now.
When I tell you I'm in, I'm all in. But I need to know who I'm in with.
Okay. Me. Okay.
I need to know the company.
You can't.
Hey, darling.
You can't. Because you know why you can't? It's not your work. You can't know that.
Which one?
You can't know that.
Gotcha.
Because she signs the work, so she only knows that.
And really, I don't need you. You need me. I don't need you.
The petitioner says the homeless person needs them because the homeless person needs money, emphasizing the desperation they're taking advantage of. And these predator fraudsters operating in broad daylight in a criminal conspiracy are taking advantage of a fundamental American right to vote. And when this is abused, it is a gateway to overturning democratic elections.
We have a petition to impeach Donald Trump. And everybody asked me that too. They asked me that, and they asked me here, and they asked me all the stories. That's one of the main things.
You would think that the people working in these institutions would record or at least talk about the fraud that they witnessed and that we we witnessed, but instead, the people working in the homeless institutions started to record us.
That you on camera? Who are you?
Why are you filming?
Why are you filming us?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you with?
Who you with?
Who are you with?
Who you with?
Who are you with?
Who you with?
I'm
with the LAPD.
I'm sorry?
I'm with the LAPD.
You're with the Los Angeles Police?
Yeah.
Can I see some identification?
Yeah.
Can I see some identification?
Yeah. Can I see yours?
This man first falsely identified with the LAPD in order to intimidate me. Under California law, pretending to be a police officer is a misdemeanor. That's California Penal Code 538D. When I informed the man that this was a crime, he quickly backed down and revealed the truth.
You know it's a crime to say you're with the police when you're not. So tell me, why did you say that you're in the police? Why did you lie?
Who's lying?
You just said that you were the LAPD.
No, I'm not with the LAPD.
Well, that's what you just said 2 minutes ago.
I'm with the LAPD.
Who are you with?
I'm with the Homeless Outreach.
What organization? What organization?
LASA.
What is it called?
LASA.
He reveals that he's with LASA. That's right, the same LASA, the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. What's interesting about that is that LASA is the organization which provides an overwhelming majority of the funding that Weingart Center receives. And LASA is the organization that Weingart has been failing to deliver their audits to. We found it so alarming that people working for these institutions made an effort to intimidate us out of exposing the fraud that is occurring right on their front doorstep. Back at City Hall, we took a closer look at some of these petitions and found that they were pushing some rather deceptive and predatory measures, including a push for a one-time wealth tax on the wealthy, billionaires, being pushed by Suzanne Jimenez, the Chief of Staff for the United Healthcare Workers of the West.
We have one that taxes billionaires 5%. So
5% tax on billionaires?
One-time tax, 5%, and that's going to go towards healthcare and food service, our food system.
And should we tax the billionaires more, or will they just leave the state?
We should tax them.
To tax them.
Tax the billionaires.
How much fraud is there in the state of California? Order of magnitude.
I have millions, hundreds of millions, I can imagine.
So should we tax the billionaires or get rid of the fraud?
Both.
The billionaires say they're going to leave the state.
But it's impossible to stop fraud. Would have been happening, right? Don't you think?
I guess that's a question about human nature. What are we smoking?
We smoking good cannabis from California.
California cannabis?
California cannabis. They put a lot of taxes on it. I don't know why.
Another petition that caught our attention was sponsored by Delta Airlines, United Airlines, and American Hotel and Lodging Association. Top funders, Delta, United, American Hotel. Is this who's funding this?
That's who's funding that specific petition.
Okay.
So each petition is funded by somebody else.
So these are the petitioners, and we want to get the signatures as the protesters come into it. There's a lot of people. The city of LA recently raised the minimum wage for airline and hotel workers to $30 an hour, with a raised standard for health benefits by 2028 in anticipation of the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Summer Olympics. In response, this particular petition that I'm holding seeks to overturn that. This explains why companies like Delta and United would pay millions to circulate such a petition. And we get paid $4 to $7 per signature. That's a lot of money.
It is.
That's
really
good money.
Yep.
That's great money.
That's why it's like, I make really good money. I get to push things that I believe in.
Yeah.
So.
As this man told me he gets to, quote, push things that he believes in, I couldn't help but wonder if he was aware that the petition I was currently holding was an endeavor to lower minimum wage for hotel workers who are about to be slammed by the World Cup and Summer Olympics. We found that the validity of the signatures had been contested with allegations that signature gatherers had, quote, egregious misrepresentation of the content and effect of the referendum petition, even stating that referendum circulators have, quote, repeatedly misrepresented to voters they're signing a referendum to increase the minimum wage, the very opposite of what the referendum would do. We even found some people commenting on social media backing up this accusation. One comment read, 2 separate petitioners lied about their petition said. One of them said, we're trying to get a vote on raising the minimum wage. The second guy said, we're trying to vote to allow the hotel workers $30 an hour. But the petition is for a vote on overturning the already approved raised minimum wage. I even read it to the second guy word for word, and he tried to disagree with what was on his own petition. Misrepresenting the contents of a ballot petition is a violation of another California Elections Code law, 18600, which states every person is guilty of a misdemeanor who willfully and knowingly circulates, publishes, or exhibits any false statement or misrepresentation concerning the contents, purport, or effect of any state, local initiative, or recall petition. We also found a petition funded by Uber to, quote, raise the burden of proof for injury victims and limit the amounts they may recover. And Uber is also behind this too a little bit, yeah.
Uber is behind the car accident
go.
victims for lawyers.
Car accident victim for lawyers,
So
yeah.
that's basically making sure that if you're involved in a car accident, you take home 75% of what the court says you're supposed to.
But notice that this petition circulator, who is paid per signature, neglects to mention that the petition endeavors to limit the medical expenses that victims of automobile accidents may recover and raise their burden of proof. He instead focuses on the claim that the victims would retain 75% of their settlement, a settlement that likely wouldn't even fully cover their medical expenses were this ballot to go through in Uber's favor. According to an article by the publication City Watch, a more affordable California receives its funding from Uber Technologies Incorporated, Initiative 250022A1. The so-called Protecting Automobile Accident Victims from Attorney Self-Dealing Act is simply an end play by Uber to preserve its profits by significantly reducing its exposure when their autonomous vehicles injure Californians by deliberately diverting attention away from their own safety obligations.
How much are you going to pay him?
I'm giving him $2 right now for whatever he did.
$2.
Yeah.
And but how many signatures is he signing?
Like, he's doing as many as I give him.
And it's $2.
I'm giving him $2.
And here you see that Brenda has the next petition ready, which makes Uber less liable for car accident injuries, all being signed without a second thought by someone who doesn't know or care what the content of the petition is or what they're signing, all because they're given cash. We've reached out to the Department of Justice, the IRS, the Treasury Department, the Governor's Office of California, and the Los Angeles County DA's office for comment. On the eve of this publication, the Los Angeles County District Attorney informed us they're opening a preliminary review and the Public Integrity Division is going to coordinate with us. We also spoke with the President of the United States in person about the contents of this video, and we've been informed the Department of Justice will be taking action. We'll be hopefully having updates shortly, as this is a developing story, and there is more coming. This video is the first investigation being done by a team of citizen journalists all working on the same topic at the same time, but not working for anybody but themselves. The future is not in institutions, but in individuals behaving as a collective. Stay tuned tomorrow for a report from a different citizen journalist on the same topic, and the next day another, and the next day another after that. And stay tuned for next week, where we raise the stakes and the scale of the federal crimes, and we show you things on tape that are so shocking that you won't believe them until you see them. If you're on the inside, please reach out to us on Signal at 914-491-9395 or tips at o'keefemediagroup.com. This video is brought to you by Citizen Journalism Foundation.